Hey guys, welcome to Sippin Spillin. Syd here from 3 Mississippi. How y'all doing today? Uh, Lots going on as usual. I don't know if you guys can hear it all because I am mic'd up, but we got our neighbor has been cutting the pasture right behind us, and he's actually making the bales right now. I'll see if I can't get over there maybe so you guys can see. Oh, here we go. He's coming around right now, actually. I was out here harvesting some of our elderberries that were ready. I don't know if you guys can see behind me. Oop, I lost him. There he is. Anyway, he's out there dropping bales. He's already cut it and teddied it, and now he's dropping bales. But man, it's been a busy couple of days. I did kind of get a little bit of downtime yesterday with Frankie because she goes back to school next week already, which is crazy. I feel like we blinked and the summer's over. So anyway, I was out here harvesting these elderberries, which I'll have that in a video coming up probably on Friday's video this week. And it's actually, I've been kind of intimidated to mess with them, but because I've never worked with elderberries before. I have used elderberry syrup that I have traded for in the past from other people that made it, but I have never made it myself. And so this is going to be my first year harvesting it and making the syrup myself. So I'm excited to do it. And I watched several different videos, and I think I got a good amalgamation of techniques for harvesting and for storing it and recipes for actually making the syrup. So I'll be sharing that with you guys, my own amalgamation of all that and how I'm doing it. Probably on Friday will be the first part of that incorporated into a video. But Mike did a bunch of mowing yesterday, so the front end is all mowed up, and then this was already kind of mowed a little bit down here and bush hogged a bit, some of it. But it's a beautiful day. It's warm today. It's not cold. And then, you know, tonight, obviously, it's Wednesday as you're seeing this, so we've got our live with you guys tonight, which we always look forward to. And I think Mike's got more, I think pickles are on the agenda tomorrow evening. I think, well, pickles of sorts. I think he's making some pickled okra tomorrow. I could be wrong, but I think that's what he said he was doing tomorrow. We're trying to kind of find a good rhythm as things are becoming ready and ready to go out of the garden of, you know, of for him to be able to do that stuff. I'm hoping we'll find some time this weekend to get this fence done. If the weather holds out on Saturday is going to be a fence day. The dogs are ready to come over, so the only thing that is holding us back at this point is the fence. So if we can get that finished, that'll be real easy, because what I'll be able to do, at least initially, is I have these two pens over here where I have the roosters separated. Those, as you guys have mentioned before, these 3 roosters are not mine. They are my friend Jen's, who I'm getting the dogs from. So we'll swap her roosters back. I'll have this pen available. I'll be able to put the dogs in the pen, at least while we get this sorted off, and I'll be able to get the goats down here. One of these pens is going to go in here. This one, actually, with the cover in it, is going to go in here for the goats, short term, long term for them, to give them some shelter. And then the other one I can use to pen up the dogs in the evening. So, but anyway, I do want to get this done. This project done is kind of one of those ones that I'm like really antsy about, as you guys know, but they're chipping away at it. And I know there's only so many hours in a day and weather and blah, 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 blah. I get it, but it doesn't change the fact that it needs to happen. It needs to get done. So, you know, and I know the garden is his thing and it's popping off and everything needs harvested, and I get that. But we gotta make some progress on the rest of getting this done so we can get the animals over here and off of our friends' hands, because I feel like it's been enough of an intrusion at this point that she's had the goats for as long as she's had them. Sorry, I got the sun in a weird spot there. Sorry about that. That I need to get them back over here and settled in and doing their thing, and then be able to have the dogs by them and get them squared away with having livestock and all of that. So I definitely want to get that rolling. But sorry, I almost, you gotta watch where I'm walking here because these ant hills is no joke. I saw some interesting bugs today when I was harvesting the uh, elderberries. I saw ones that were like bright orange. They were like beetles that were like this long with black dots across them, and I don't know what they were, but they were pretty. Oh yeah, he's just going right by there with the tractor dropping hay. Um, we're going to be burning our fields, according to Mike. He wants to light them on fire at some point and do a controlled burn, um, because he said it's going to make the soil better and return nutrients to the land and all of that. I don't know when he's wanting to do that. I'm imagining in the end of the fall before winter that would be happening, but I don't know. Um, and hopefully that goes smoothly. I mean, he did do the controlled burn up here by the pond, and that went well. So, and it came back really green and really lush and way happy. So we'll see if the same is going to be true on this side. But the bugs have been loving me this week, guys, too. And I've been putting the bug spray on and doing all the stuff, but I still got some. I got some new and different kinds of bites. They're not ticks. They're not ants. I don't know. I just there's every few weeks is what I've learned in the South. There's a new bug that emerges that's trying to annoy you or kill you in a different and interesting way. And so, and half the time you never see them coming. They're like bug ninjas, you know? So I don't know half the time what's chewing on me or what, just that they are. And that's okay because it's like nature and stuff. So I was standing this way so you guys could see the pretty garden, but with where the light is right now, you can't really see. And that would be a bummer for you. But guys, and this will actually be in Friday's video as well. I did the harvesting over here. I waited till later in the day because I didn't want to have to stand in the hot, direct sun for the whole thing of it. So I waited till this little area was in the shade. But we've got a little birdhouse that the previous owner put up here. And right there. And I have seen birds go in and out of it in the spring. And not that long ago, I saw some kind of going in and out of it. Didn't think much of it. But today when I was harvesting the elderberries around it, I caught like a little bit of movement in there, and I got closer and looked, and there's baby birds in there. And I managed to get a little bit of footage of them without being too intrusive. And that will be in with the elderberry harvesting footage. So make sure you check out that video on 3 Mississippi, because that's going to have the little birds inside there that are not quite feathered out yet, and they still have the crazy mouths, because regular birds, not chickens and fowl and poultry that get fed by their mamas, they have that unhinged thing that happens with their mouth. So, which has always been fascinating to me and pretty cool. So he's out there, hey, and he's coming up right along the fence right now. There he is. He's he's not paying attention. He's like, oh, she's talking to herself again. He knows. He waves. But he's been working out there off and on the last few days, cutting all those fields and getting that hay off of it. So they look nice and clean. And that's where his horse and a couple of the other families that live over there's horses are. That we like to talk to over the fence sometime, Clover and all of that. I'm sure you've seen them in some of our videos as well. So yeah, it's nice. I can't wait till we can get our Frankie's horse over here. Like I said previously, I was hoping we'd be able to get that horse over here before she went back to school. Looking like it's definitely going to be after she goes back to school, seeing as how she goes back to school. Next Friday is her first day of school. So definitely is going to be after that at this point. Although there could be a day where she just comes home from school and I have the horse here for her. We'll see. I'd like to do it on a day where, I'm probably going to have to do it on a weekend when she can come with me, just so that I have an extra hand and that she can, have a little bonding, I guess, with the horse. And that might be something that she wants to be there for when we actually get her. So we'll see, because all of it's going to be timing too, as far as when the fencing's ready for Beulah. So we'll have to see. But and then once we get that fencing done and everybody over here, it'll be kind of time a little bit for the garden to start dying down and for that to kind of take a little bit of a break. And we'll be able to refocus back on the coop, getting the brooder and feed room done, which I'm really looking forward to, because right now I'm having to lug the feed from the shop out here. And once I get it set up in here, I'll be able to start filling the barrels and have the ability to then move them with the forks into there and take them and get filled. And that will end up being cheaper and better and easier for storage. They'll be watertight and rodent tight and all of those good things. So once this is all completely finished, on this side we'll also be putting the other gate back on, so you actually be able to drive through the coop out to the pasture when you want to clean it and everything. And we're going to run some fence line around the outside back here so that the birds can go out onto a larger portion of the pasture, especially now since we're adding more birds that we hadn't planned on. That's going to be really good for them. So, and then we'll be able to, at some point, I'm going to have an area, hopefully, where I can have a covered area, whether it's its own separate thing or not, I'm not sure yet, but more of an aviary situation so that I will be able to get peafowl again and keep them penned so that I can then get that going again. So that is kind of what the next few weeks and couple months are looking like for us as far as the projects go. Fencing is priority right now. Once that is done, then we'll be switching and obviously getting the animals here. Then we'll be switching back to the coop and finishing up some of those final touches and things and really getting it ready for winter. Now that there's going to be birds in there this winter, I do need to make sure that the roofing is finished on this side. You can see it's kind of open on the top. That has not been finished. Which is fine during the spring and summer. But when those temperatures drop in the winter, I'm going to want to make sure that that is completely finished. So we do have to get to that and finish adding the other gate and get the shade up properly because it keeps getting knocked down for them. And so anyway, there's just a lot to do with that and kind of get that done, because once we hit spring next year, that's going to be really when we need to, and potentially before then, start really focusing on obtaining the sheep that we want. I'm hoping that it might be before then, because it will take a little time to find exactly what Mike is going to sign off on as far as the sheep go. So we'll have to see about that, but at least I'll have, the dogs will be older by then. They'll be a little, more trained and bigger and ready and kind of coming out of their puppy phase by then. And then going into spring, guys, we're going to be, starting a whole nother kind of project. He's going to be working again on, his garden and probably expanding that. I know he's talked about doing a true market garden with the rows, maybe eventually in preparation for that. I think in the winter this year, he will be building his cold room so that next year we don't have to shuffle things around quite as much in order to have everything harvested at the right times. That has been a little bit of a challenge because we haven't had a cold room, so we've had a separate refrigerator that has been designated for that, but sometimes it's not big enough, and so that's why one of the reasons why we started doing some of the pickling was to kind of be able to not just let stuff go bad and still be able to harvest all the things that needed harvested. We will, of course, continue to pickle and do things like that next season, but having a cold room is not only going to come in handy for the things, for the vegetables and things that we're harvesting, but also for when you're, when you're processing, breaking down a deer, things like that. Usually, obviously, deer season, it's colder outside, so the bugs and things when you're processing outside are not as big of a deal. But being able to hang it for, a while, or even just put it in the coolers in there, would be amazing. And being able to build something inside when the weather is bad during the winter is kind of a no-brainer. So I really think that's kind of the order of the projects and how they need to go. Uh, so I think once the weather starts to turn and we come out of fall, I'm going to be like, it's time to build your cold room. Once we come out of that, he'll already have his seed starts going and all of that. Excuse me. And he'll be working on, of course, next year's garden and whatever improvements or changes he's going to be making to that. As well as at some point starting on our barn over here, which I'm really excited about because that is going to also have a tiny house built onto one side of it, which will work as a guest house for us. So instead of somebody having to sleep on the couch, they'll have their own little tiny house that they can stay in, their own privacy or whatever, and just walk out back straight to it. So the barn will be up here next to the coop, which will also come in handy as well anytime there's, you know, an issue with lambing, or I've got a sick animal that I need to tend to overnight. I'll have a place to be close by and still be comfortable. So for me, that's something exciting as well. And plus, it's good to have a project. It's good to keep you busy, right? It's good to have stuff going on. But yeah, guys, I think we've got this season's gonna be it's gonna be busy for us, which I'm happy about. And I feel like, I know we've been here for a minute now. We don't have all the things, and I know I've said this before, and you guys are like, calm down, it's fine. And I'm like, I know, but we don't have all the things done that I wanted to get done at this point. We're not at the point that I thought we would be at, but that's okay. I'm trying to be okay with that. It does make me a little antsy. It does make me a little like, I want to get it done. I want to get it done. Because I have, as Mike will tell you, I have two speeds. I'm like, go, 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 or I'm off. And so when I can't go, 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 I kind of shut down a little bit. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like, we're so focused on the garden, which is not my thing. And so I just am not excited about it. And I'm standing here looking at a half-built fence going, there should be animals behind that. There should be animals behind that. We should be on to the next thing. Like, I don't care about the garden, which I know is horrible to say. I care about the garden. It's feeding us. It's, you know, making some money at the farmer's market. I don't mean it when I say like I hate it, but I'm ready for something else now, and for the focus to be off of that section of the farm. That's where I'm at right now. So, which that's my rant. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to, I guess, right? But I know we'll get it all done, and it doesn't have to be in a big rush, but I also grant me patience and grant it to me right now. Right? Right. So anyway, guys, I gotta get back to work. I got half pulled elderberries here, so I gotta go finish dealing with that. But I just wanted to check in with you guys, and we've got tonight again. We've got our live with you, so make sure you check that out tonight. That's right, live on 3 Mississippi tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will see you, and Mr. Bunko sends his love, don't you, Mr. Bunk? Yeah. Anyway, guys, have a great rest of your day. We will see you tonight. And until then, stay safe, stay blessed, and safety's off.